Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing 5 mini book reviews. I have only read 7 since my last mini review video, which means that I'm actually keeping up okay, so I'm rather proud of that. But enough said, let's get started. The first book I'm going to talk about today is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This book has been compared to The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, which I have not read. But this book follows a young black man as he finds himself in the pitfalls of racism and all of the shootings that the United States has been experiencing recently. I thought it brought home what was happening in an extremely personal way. The writing is simplistic, but well done. It made a lot of sense, and it was painful to read because nobody wants to see these things happen. But it really brought it home in a simple way that anybody could understand. The second book I read was The Siege by Ismail Kadare. Pronunciation on that last name may be a little bit off, and I apologize. This book is about an Ottoman siege of an Albanian fortress in the 1600s. This was a good book. The writing was actually surprisingly simple and just really brought you to the siege and personalized it in a way that most people don't know sieges can be personalized. I certainly did not. There are multiple ways that you can besiege a castle, such as digging under the walls or throwing dead bodies over the walls, cannon balls into the walls, etc. And they used every single one of these techniques, plus more that I can't remember. And it was really interesting to see it. The siege lasted several months, basically an entire campaigning season, but it didn't feel slow, which I greatly appreciated because when a book is literally an army sitting outside a castle, it gives you a little bit of pause, but I loved this book. Book number 3 is Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. Less love for this book. Lord of Shadows is the second in the Dark Artifices series by her, and it just didn't do anything for me. As I've said in prior videos when talking about this series, there's a love interest that is forbidden again, and people just don't die properly, which maybe that's fine for everybody else, and if it's done well, okay. But in this series and in the rest of the Shadowhunter world, I'm so sick of these two things being almost the focus of her books. I'm just done. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars because outside of those two factors, the plot was fine, the writing was good, but I don't need the forbidden romance anywhere near a book by her for the rest of my life. And I really, really wish people would die and stay dead. The next one is The Falconer by Elizabeth May. This follows a young woman in Scotland in 1800s-ish who finds out that she is a falconer, which means that she has this ability to sense fae, and her job is to kill them. Fae are these horrible creatures in this book, except for the one who she seems to fall in love with. I'm not really sure. It felt very blasé to me. It was predictable, it was not well written, the Scottish setting was just not there. So I didn't particularly enjoy this book, but I read it. And then the last book, which is actually my favorite out of all of these, is The Power by Naomi Alderman. I read this book for Our Shared Shelf, started by Emma Watson on Goodreads, and I didn't expect to like it. Everybody kept saying it was an alternate history, and it just didn't sound good to me. It was another dystopian. I've had enough of dystopians, but oh my goodness, this book was phenomenal. It follows several different people as women figure out they have the power to electrocute by touch. Several men try to take advantage of it, several men are perfectly okay with being in the position that women are currently in the real world, and most, I would say, of the men kind of freak out and realize that they don't have the power over women anymore. And you follow it up until the point where World War III starts, basically, and obliterates everything technologically and sends us back to the Stone Age, except that we've begun the Stone Age with women in power, as opposed to men. This book was just so well done. The writing style was amazing, and it brought everything into a much more personalized level, but it followed several people all around the world. It was amazing, for lack of a better word. So I highly recommend this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Those are all the books I have for my 5 mini reviews today. I will be coming at you soon with another video, but until then, my Goodreads is linked down below if you want to check out everything else I read. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. I will see you all very soon. Bye!